Well, welcome back, everyone, to our daily devotion. Always a joy to be with you. We've titled today's message, Avoid Unhealthy Pride. And this is our fifth warning from the fifth chapter of Isaiah's prophecy, something that was for the people of Judah in their time, and I believe something that is also applicable to you and I. Now, have you ever noticed that we are living amid a pandemic of pride? Our culture is obsessed with being noticed, right, heard, and of course, getting their way. Slowly but surely, we are becoming the United States of Entitlement. I often wonder what my grandfather's generation would think about our self-absorbed culture. Now, more than likely, their concern would reflect somewhat the words of Isaiah's fifth prophecy warning concerning the people of Judah when he says this in verse 21, "Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and shrewd in their own sight." Now, let's break this down. To be wise in our own eyes, what does that mean? Well, it implies that you are overestimating yourself and underestimating God's ability to provide. Not a good combination, by the way. Now, this was the very mindset of Judah. They weren't relying on God's power to deliver them and protect them as a nation. Instead, they foolishly thought they could save themselves. Now, repeatedly in Scripture, we're told to do the opposite. We're cautioned against this type of prideful perspective. Notice what it says in the book of wisdom, Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. We're told pride comes before destruction, and an arrogant spirit before a fall. Now, you might have personal testimony to say, hey, this verse, I know it's true because God wrote it, but I could also testify in my life that I have fallen flat on my face more times than I care to admit. I think we could all share a personal word about that verse. Now, Proverbs 11:2, though, offers more counsel on the dangers of pride, but it also gives us an alternative when it says this: pride comes, then comes disgrace. This is Proverbs 11:2. But with the humble is wisdom. Now, notice that connection there. God says there's something other than pride. Now, some of us think that's the only way we're to live. You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and I got to do what I got to do. I got to do me. Hashtag do me. I got to get through this life. Nice guys finish last, and all the different mindsets and mantras. But the only problem with that is that's not Scripture. The Bible calls you and I to be people who are living under the control of God. And humility must be the posture, because humility opens the door for wisdom. And we need wisdom to make decisions, to make choices, and obviously to honor God and to be as helpful in fulfilling his kingdom purposes as possible in this life. And so God stands at the ready, though, to bless those who humbly seek his covering and reject prideful pursuits. James chapter 4, verse 6. Actually, this is really a quotation from the Old Testament that James uses. And this is what he says to his fellow Jewish believers who were scattered abroad because of persecution. He says this: "But he," that's God, "gives more grace." He says, therefore it says, alluding to the Old Testament, God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. See, we must remember there is no upside to being prideful with God, with the people in our life, especially the people we share a mailbox with, okay, or we work with, or our own circumstances, no matter how adverse they may be. However, blessing and favor await those who humbly trust God. And so I close with the question: what is keeping you right now from laying down your prideful pursuits and taking up God's call to live a humble life before him? You know, you want to make that decision to do the latter before it's too late. Pride is dangerous. In fact, the Bible makes clear it precedes destruction. But there's blessing. There's honor in being a person who humbly seeks after the Lord. And so let's take this fifth warning to heart. Let's not be a people who sleep on this. Let's take this cautionary statement of God and let's apply it immediately. Let's avoid unhealthy pride at all costs, and let us humbly follow the Lord our God, for he never disappoints. May God bless you, and we'll see you next time.